there are people in New York who would consider this moment, this video, the title of it even, to be a broken clock moment for Eric Trump. Right here, hold on. Eric Trump, after father's ruling, best thing I did was get out of New York. Well, I don't know. You should have done it before it cost you $4 million, I guess. But this is him on Fox News. Here we go.
Eric Trump.
By the way, you're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show, or don't, and that'll tell me a lot about you. Will I be judging you? Absolutely. But I will not do it with my words. I'll just do it with my eyes.
Trump executive vice president of the Trump Organization, Eric.
Not for long. You do realize that technically, according to the ruling, he can't actually run business in New York, even during the time they're appealing. So that's not his title, really. I mean, it's like Engeron tore up his business card, but they've also got it like somebody who's going to oversee all the business operations, like fucking training wheels.
You and your brother were fined $4 million each.
Oh, God. Is it wrong that I just want to hear that again? Is that okay? Yeah.
Eric, you and your brother were fined $4 million each.
Okay, one more time. I know.
Eric, you and your brother were fined $4 million each.
Just one more. Just real quick.
Eric, you and your brother were fined $4 million each, both barred from operating a business in New York for 2 years. Each, both barred from operating a business in New York for 2 years.
It just feels good, doesn't it? It just when it washes over you, you're just like, this is I'm just enjoying. I mean,
each,
sorry.
Both barred from operating a business in New York for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are your thoughts tonight?
Well, first of all, objection, Your Honor. Assumes facts, not an evidence that he actually is a thinking man.
Listen, Jeanine, honestly, my thoughts are the best thing I ever did was get out of New York. New York is a hopeless place at this point. It's
fucking stupid. Nobody wants to live there anymore. They don't even do it. Like the Dow is doing terribly. Nobody even wants to go to work. No, that's just one of the things. It's one of the things. Nobody even wants, nobody even likes cement anymore in New York. I know all about cement, and they don't even like it. They're making all the sidewalks are now made out of, like some commie. It's made out of nougat. That's what I heard. Nougat.
So sad.
Wait till the first rain, then you'll see I'm going to move to Florida, and I'm going to have a ranch.
This judge ruled against my father before we even went to trial. He ruled.
Yeah, but that's, first of all, that wasn't a trial. That was a hearing on damages. The trial was perfunctory because it was provable in the writing. There was no arguing. You were never going to argue that there were 10 more floors in 40 Wall Street, you fucking tit.
Against our entire family. It was a setup from the very beginning. This was never supposed to be
a setup. They coaxed us into, they tricked us. They gave us somebody made me use a special tape measure that is 3 times the size of whatever it says on it. Somebody they gave me this they sent me all around the building looking for a left-handed monkey wrench, and then when I come back, they hand me this tape measure, and then it's like every time you measure it out, it's like 3 times bigger than whatever it says or whatever. It was a setup. It's rigged. It's rigged from the setup from the beginning. And then they made me count how many floors were in the building from the bottom up, and then every time I got to 36, they fucking hit me, and I'd have to start again, and they go, no, the first 20 is fine, and then I would count another, and then it was like, I added every time I added it was a setup.
In that court, it was supposed to be in the commercial division. They would never allow it to get there. This judge, the animosity.
Well, because the commercial division, I suppose, technically speaking, the commercial division was busy with all the lawsuits against Mike Pillow for always selling his pillows at 2 for $1 and then saying it was a sale which is illegal. But the other aspect of it is that the commercial aspect of what you're doing it wasn't a product you were selling. It was a product you were cheating someone else out of. So
The way he looked at my father in the courthouse was horrible. I've never
well, I mean, how's he supposed to look at him? Like Mike Pence or that lady? You look at him like he's wonderful.
seen such hatred in anybody's eyes.
So you're not around when he and Melania have the talk? Never? You never seen that kind of hate in somebody's eyes. That's the guy. You do realize we can all see him.
Before, Jeanine, we're an amazing company, and I can truly say that I have never.
Well, yeah, you can truly say that. You can't say that truly, though. So that's the trick, I guess. I can absolutely form those words with my face, and they come out like any other word. They don't have to be, you know what I mean? But
We have never missed a loan payment.
bullshit.
We've never defaulted. We've never
Bullshit.
breached a covenant. Deutsche Bank, they're the most.
Bullshit. First of all, Deutsche Bank won't even do business with these assholes anymore. They got out of it. Secondly, he sued the bank that he had debt with for the Chicago Tower, threatened them with malicious for being malicious lenders or what have you, for billions of dollars, and then settled when he found another, just basically stave off their lawsuit against him so he could find some magic money from overseas to come in and bail him out and let him leave his name on it and let him be the silent partner on the actual money. That's why he doesn't want anybody looking at who actually put the money into these fucking buildings. So the Trump veneer, the Trump fucking name is on the building, but the money behind his stake in the building is not his.
Respected and sophisticated bank in the world. They came in and effectively testified that they had
No, not respected. That's the thing. They very close to getting busted for money laundering for Russian oligarchs, and it's really done damage to their fucking bank, and they've been backing away from it and tried to shuffle around. It's one of the reasons why they showed up. It's like, no, it's fine. It's fine. It was all fine. You don't have to look at our shit. We don't know. And we had his taxes, but we don't know where they went.
amazing relationship with us. We paid off every loan ahead of time.
No. Again, this is like flat out bullshit. This is just a lie. The dude's declared bankruptcy between 4 and 6 times, depending on the Trump organization, the greater Trump organization, and the myriad of LLCs that he has. Nonsense.
They made hundreds of millions of dollars off of our organization.
Right. But hundreds of millions less than they should have because you got favorable terms you shouldn't have gotten because you were lying.
We put hundreds of millions of dollars of extra collateral into the respective assets, made them top tier.
No, you did not. No, none of this fucking flip this house bullshit with the new backsplash and painting everything gold.
We're called by every single, lender a platinum borrower. Every single one is called.
Yes, a platinum borrower. Yes. And I got news for you. At casinos, they call their hot shots or whatever, their high rollers, they give them all kinds of perks, fancy, great suites, tickets to shows, because one day they're going to be there when you fuck up and they're going to get an asset at bargain prices. Let me explain something to you about the difference between giant corporate real estate like these fuckheads are in and the average person who has a house. The bank has multiple houses. If one house drops in value, the houses around it that they very well also have the mortgages on or play against the mortgage rate with everybody else on gets diminished by this, and there can be a cascading effect across a bunch of houses where they're like, shit, we can't sell this house fast enough and these people aren't going to make up for it, and the investment in this is offset by all that back and forth. Banks can get very uptight about regular home loans. On a giant building like that, if you have a $1 billion project that you're backing, and they put some money into it. They put 200 million, or they find other investors and all this kind of shit, and the bank puts up the rest of it, 500 million. Yeah, whale is another word for it. Thank you, Bob. If they fuck up, the bank gets $1 billion building for $500 million. You see what, like, and they know there's room to sell it. At least they did before corporate real estate took a giant shit.
All this platinum borrower. Again, never a default.
Bullshit. Now, I mean, again, no, not even close to true. Multiple bankruptcies. What the fuck is Taj Mahal look like right now, asshole? Of course not.
And you have an attorney general who ran on the notion of getting my father.
Right, because everybody in the city knew how you kept getting multiple chances while everybody played by the rules. You were fucking around just like Jared Kushner's dad, and you got somehow a break in all this shit where they were having to scramble to play by the rules and do it right.
I'm going to go into the attorney general's office every single day, sue Donald Trump, and go home. I'm going to take him down. You watch. I'm going to sue the blank out of him. That was her political platform.
Yes, and the people of New York, years ago, went, yeah, about fucking time. Fuck this guy. This guy's gross. I wouldn't let my daughter walk down the street past him. He'd probably grab her by the pussy. This fucking guy. If any of his fucking asshole friends came over there and started copping a feel on my fucking wife in the middle, I'd drop him. You fucking crazy? Fuck that dude. Fuck Donald Trump and his shiny shit. Rest of us work for a fucking living. I'm scrambling all fucking week to get rent together on a $3,000 apartment that's the size of a fucking postage stamp, and this motherfucker's lying and saying he's got a 30,000 square foot apartment and getting a loan on that when it's 11 and he doesn't even live in a fucking thing. Eat shit.
Campaigned on that.
I'm just channeling. Forget about it. I'm just channeling my inner New Yorker.
Fundraised on that. We didn't have a chance, Jeanine.
Sure you did. She would. One of the things that really, really would have screwed up her plan is if she didn't have any evidence. That would have busted her up, right? She runs on this thing, and then she's like, I'm gonna get that fucker, and I'm gonna sue him every day. And then she gets in the shit. I just gotta look at the books, and he's fine. He's fine. He didn't do anything wrong. Fuck. Well. What's that thing about the linen business in Jersey? Let's go take a look at that.
Just didn't have a chance in New York because it's a rigged system, and
it used to be rigged for you, and now I guess technically if you were operating on a gangster style mafia system and you worked within that system, when it just normalizes, it's going to feel like everything's turning on you. Also, why don't you whine more?
You could not have a better real estate company than ours. You could.
Yeah, you could. Lots of people do. Lots of people do.
Not have a more professional real estate company than.
Well, how do I put this? At least I know where he gets it from. At least it may be genetic at this point. Just being that full of shit.
Ours, when COVID hit and they shut down every single hospitality company in the country, guess who never missed?
Who the fuck is they?
A loan payment. Guess who paid all of their employees? Guess who always did?
Guess who had a bunch of fucking empty hotel rooms paid for by the Chinese government?
The right thing. Guess who employs?
Guess who had Yi Jianming, the head of CEFC, in an empty apartment across from the United Nations? Guess who had a building that they lied about the vacancy rate on it so that during COVID, and probably got more PPP than they should have, because how many people want to bet that these motherfuckers submitted PPP support on a bunch of their LLCs, through the government during fucking COVID, on floors that didn't even exist.
Thousands of New Yorkers every single day puts food on the table for their families,
Yeah, but they could also work for a company that actually does something.
educates their children. You know, I mean, you have a lost state right now where you have businesses fleeing.
Yeah, New York's just walking around, just dazed, shuffling around, pants dragging, looking all hems all frayed, just dirty knees and stuff, looking like that were hitting the bat with the you've been adopted, but your dad still loves you. Hammer, you know, they just I don't know what to do. If I don't have the Trumps, what identity do I have? I mean, without the bullshit glitz. I mean, I do have real glitz. I have Broadway. That's something. I guess I could focus on that. And then of course, there's Wall Street, where basically more money flows through than any 6-block area on the planet. It's like a religious. It's like the mecca of cash. You know, and there's the Upper West Side, which is, you know, fancy. I mean, Central Park's nothing to sneeze at, and the Eiffel Tower is pretty great or whatever. And I always have the Empire State Building. That's the great thing about it. We are the Empire State, so we can just keep calling ourselves that. So the brand's still good. I guess you know what? You're right. I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be good without Eric and what's his name?
Fleeing, and you have a company like ours that had paid over $300 million in taxes to a city. My father built this.
Yes, and got all of it back from the federal government, even though you didn't actually pay it out.
Skyline of New York City.
You what?
$1 million in taxes to a city. My father built the skyline of New York City.
Okay, calm the fuck down. Now, look, this is very seldom do I think there's be a moment where, like, if Trump was actually sitting there, he'd go, "Oh, I don't know. I mean, that's a little grandiose, don't you think? That's a little over the top, even in gold sneakers. That's a little. I'm just saying it sounds like bullshit. I didn't. Well, it's just that the sign with my name on it is basically at street level. It's not really up at the skyline, but the buildings were already there. So, right.
And this is the thanks he gets?
Yep. That's terrible. That's the thanks he gets. Apparently, the New York skyline fucking sucks. Yeah. I guess they're just mad. Maybe that's what it is. New Yorkers have always just been mad about their skyline. Like, they walk outside, what the fuck? This whole place looks like shit. Every time I fly by in a plane, I'm like, oh, God. What is this? A bunch of fucking square stalagmites? What the fuck? It just looks terrible. You know what I mean? Why can't we have a Space Needle and some open space downtown like fucking Seattle or something like that? I mean, San Francisco looks nice. There's a little hillside or whatever. Manhattan's just kind of like this weird fucking sonic... Looks like a fucking mix of things, just where there's too much mids. I don't know what the fuck that is. It just looks like, you look at the top, it's like, why is everything so square? And then a couple of them are pointy. It's bullshit. I blame Trump.
For doing absolutely nothing wrong, not a dollar financial loss.
No. Again, bankruptcies. Anyone? You're just gonna fucking pretend. You know what? I take it back. You know what it might be? This fuckhead might actually think, like, all of our bankruptcies were for projects outside of downtown Manhattan. So, what the fuck do you care? You know? What the fuck?
The exact opposite. Hundreds of millions of dollars in financial gain.
I don't think Engeron can hear you. You look upset, but I don't know that it's going to change anything.
And as to Don and I, every single witness testified we have nothing to do with this.
We don't even know how this shit works. I don't know anything about it. My dad changed the skyline. I didn't touch it. Okay? The fucking skyline was like that when I showed up. I don't know. I don't even know how this works. You can't be guilty of something you don't understand. I don't even... I don't know anything about. All I know is I didn't do anything wrong. Now, technically, I don't know enough about the business to know what right is, so I wouldn't know that either. But that's not the point. Who are you?
They went in, witness after witness. This is not what they did in the company. It didn't.
What?
With this. They went in, witness after witness. This is not what they did in the company.
They winade. Wait, they winade. They winade.
Don and I, every single witness testified. We have nothing to do with this. They went in, witness after witness. This is.
Oh, they went in, witness after they went in. I'm too stupid to be guilty. It's a fantastic. It's brilliant. It's actually as a defense. You know, it's sort of like it's not an insanity. It's a mental incompetence thing. Like you think I'm stupid about this shit? Ask Don. He doesn't even fucking know what Gap is. I'm fairly certain it's a place where you buy slacks.
Not what they did in the company.
I always thought Gap was called New Navy. Because if you look at it, right, Dad? 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 He's not here!
Didn't matter to this guy. You know, we were trophies on a wall for this guy. You know.
This guy. Oh, and Garan. All right.
This is the state of New York.
Oh, what do you mean trophies on a wall? You mean, are you using an allegory of, like, say, an innocent animal killed by trophy hunters who are assholes? It's a good analogy. It works. Not in this case, but I do think it's a good point to make about trophy hunters being assholes. So, thanks for bringing that up.
I caution anybody. I caution anybody even thinking about moving to New York to just.
All right, I just wanted to get one. I'm thinking about it. I just wanted to get one good think in before he gives me the one.
Just be careful. This is not.
I will. Absolutely. I mean, it's New York. I mean, Son of Sam, Times Square killer, the mob, the fucking cabs. Jesus.
Not the state that my father grew up in. This is not the state that we grew up in. It is.
I'm going to need some proof you actually grew up. But, okay.
This is the demise of a politically weaponized system, and it's
the demise of a politically weaponized system? So your dad weaponized the system, and now it's no longer weaponized, so it's collapsing because your dad created okay.
Horribly sad, Jeanine, and I promise you we're going to fight this, and we're going to win at the appellate division, because honestly, it's so egregious.
Oh, so egregious.
It's so egregious, I promise you we're going to get it overturned.
Okay, well, great. So fast to make your head spin, right? 2 weeks? What do you think? It'll take about 2 weeks? Good luck with that. And good luck with putting up $400 million in a bond while it goes through. And also not being able to run your company. So I think you should also correct her that even during the appeal process, you can't be the vice president of the company anymore. Unless you move the corporate headquarters, I guess, to Florida or something like that, which... good luck.
Well, and I hear the passion in your voice, and
it's panic, Jeanine. Panic. It's another P word, but it's not. Yeah, passion, panic. Panic.
I mean, so many people agree with you. So many.
Yeah. Don, and the other Don, and Alan. No, he turned. Michael, no, he doesn't like you anymore. Mike, no, that's not. So, yeah, so many people. Him and Don and other Don.
People agree. Letitia James was out of control in terms.
Yes, crazy, just wild. I don't even know how she managed to show up in court and hold it together long enough to have a case presented and do all this stuff. I mean, that is nuts, and it's throwing shit and just like a wild animal, and yet managed to file all of her briefs on time. And curiously enough, why did you have that issue with like Alina Habba and stuff, who was clearly in control but couldn't file paperwork properly on time or with a decent argument. Just wanted to, it's a small question. You could answer.
Of what she promised. Then you've got a judge who's unhinged, who said juries get it wrong most times. When he said he decides based on emotion. I mean, everything about it was all about lawfare. But
well, except the part where they could have had a jury trial and they blew it off.
You guys have had to fight this every single day.
Well, I mean, not every day. Sometimes they had, Trump had a golf event with the Saudis that he had to go through. He wasn't there all the time. They didn't actually have to be there. They have attorneys to do it. It's a business thing. And if they had any brains at all, they would have seen it coming and moved the whole thing. Am I the only person that's noticing how gray he looks?
Every day since Donald Trump took office.
Well, yeah, mostly because he didn't actually recuse himself from the business. He didn't actually hand over he still had control of the company.
And at some point, you have to say to yourselves, I mean...
You have to say to yourselves, am I not stupid enough? How much dumber do I need to be before I'm innocent, Jeanine? Huh? I don't know anything. I don't know how I could know less. How could I know less so that I could actually be dumb enough to be free of this? That's not the question you were gonna. That's the question I keep asking myself. I didn't even hear what you were saying because I was asking that question.
This is just too much. But your family never gives up the press.
Well, yeah, they do. He's been selling properties and that kind of shit, and they obviously gave up. I mean, they're going to appeal because that's what you do, but I guarantee after the appeal, it's not like, we're going to keep fighting all the way to this. I'm going to sue the state of New York. I'm right about this. Look at these paperwork. Turn these machines back on. Sell. No, he's just going to whimper and move to Florida.
The president never gives up.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Why?
Why? He should. Why, Eric? Is it your fault? Why doesn't he give up, Eric? Because he's lost and he's not going to win. Can you talk to him?
My father never gives up. He's the toughest guy I've ever met in my entire life.
So Don doesn't invite you to the UFC things. I thought Lara was the toughest guy you've ever met. Sorry.
He is hell-bent on winning, and we're going to win.
He's hell-bent on winning. Well, maybe that's where he should go. Maybe that's where the winning is.
November. And Judge Jeanine, you know this. If he was...
Judge Jeanine, you know this. You're not a judge anymore. But we call you that because that's the name on the show. And if I say my dad's a billionaire, the word means more than the actual money. See how that works? If he's not a billionaire, you're not a judge anymore. How would that feel? How would that feel? I mean, obviously I'm talking to you. You're in New York. Fox is still in New York. I miss New York.
Isn't the front runner for president of the United States right now, they wouldn't be doing this.
They would have to do this. He would have just already been in jail. Seriously, if he wasn't running for president, that's why he started running.
This has never been tried in New York.
This has never been tried
before.
That's because nobody else has stepped in it this hard.
There's no better real estate company in the country than...
That's nonsense.
...than us.
You are a silly person.
They would not be doing this if Donald Trump wasn't the front runner for president, beating Joe Biden in every single poll.
Nope.
Absolutely blowing Nikki Haley out of the water. That's...
No, not so much. He's losing 50% of the Republican Party. Anybody who's voting for Nikki Haley is not voting for Donald Trump, even in the fall, even if he's the nominee. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. And Rashida Tlaib trying to gather a group of, 8,000 people to vote against Joe Biden because she doesn't like the fact that Hamas broke the ceasefire both times. Oy. that's going to have a dent. We've got to fucking sweat it about Joe Biden's chances in Michigan over that. But this motherfucker, Nikki Haley's running away with 45% of the electorate on the Republican side, who are basically only backing her because it's a middle finger to Trump. Good luck.
That's why they're attacking him. They're attacking him civilly. They're attacking him criminally.
Yeah, we're being very, very civil, I think.
They're doing everything they possibly can. No,
Well, not really. Obviously, he hasn't been drone striked. What the fuck are you talking? Like, we haven't sent witch hunters after him, literally. It's allegorically, he calls it a witch hunt. We don't actually have, we didn't send the fucking child sniffer from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang after him. I mean, we have a lot of options. Not using any of them. And it's weird also that you do realize that he has all these fucking cases because he's earned them. Again, Letitia James would be in deep shit if he wasn't so mobbed up and criminal.
different than impeachment 1, impeachment 2, the Russia hoax, the spying on his campaign, the going after.
Okay. Both impeachments went through. Just because he wasn't removed doesn't mean he's innocent of them, and you know it. Secondly, the decision not to remove him from office by Republicans was strictly based on the idea that he was out of office at that point, and they're like, let the regular courts deal with him. Mitch McConnell said so much. There were only a couple of dissenters, and they were specifically using, well, he's not in the office right now, so we don't have to remove him from office because he's gone already. So fuck that. They knew he deserved it. They said so on the floor. They just didn't take the step because they were lazy and cowardly.
After Kavanaugh, the going after all of his advisors,
They're going after Kavanaugh? Are you kidding me? Maybe after Thomas, if that ever happens.
they're doing it because Donald Trump is winning. They're scared of the movement.
That's what it is. It's all the winning. You know what it is? They just don't, they fucking can't take it that he's got a sweet pair of kicks. Yeah. That's what it is. They're jealous. They want some big, shiny, fucking fake gold kicks, and they don't have them. So they're just mad.
That he's created, which is question the power in Washington, D.C. and
question the power. He questioned. Oh, did he do that before or after he drained the swamp that's still there and eliminated the deep state, which is bigger than ever? But after he built the wall to fix the border, which is worse than ever.
And one more thing.
Air insurrections, that's nice.
Judge, the appellate court has already declared victory for us in so many of the aspects of the case.
No, not us. You don't say us. Ivanka, she got dismissed. All the parts where they're like, nah, okay, never mind. She didn't really do anything. She can go. That's where you won. Like that literally was, she didn't do anything. You motherfuckers, however, that was the whole thing we just watched was the you motherfuckers, however, section of the trial
that the judge ruled against us on today. The biggest one being statute of limitations.
Yes. Are we guilty? Sure. But it was a long time ago. This stuff. Now, we kept re-upping the lie every time we shared those documents with somebody else and it restarted the clock. But fuck. I don't know how any of this works. And I haven't known how any of it's worked for a long time. So once we put it together, it's too late.
Right.
And it's really insane. He just ignores it and moves on. But this.
No, he doesn't. No. All right. In an absolute avalanche of bullshit, that might be the biggest one so far. Either that or Eric does not watch any of his father's rallies, which I wouldn't be surprised.
This is his way of trying to punish Donald Trump literally weeks before he decides to retire and sail into the sunset. And
Are they going to buy him a? Does he get a piece of the award so that he can buy it for? And is he sailing? Is he really? I mean, he does look like a dude who listens to yacht rock. I will say that. If you can say anything about Engeron, is there's definitely Christopher Cross in his playlist. You know what I'm saying? Some Steely Dan. You know. No static at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wrong. And I ride like the wind, run like the wind, and I've got such a long way to go, such a long way to...
It has to be stopped. We're better than
Steve Miller Band, absolutely Easy Network, no question.
this as a country.
Yes, we certainly are. All right, Eric Trump, thank you.
Whoops. She was either about to say Don Jr. or dumb Eric Trump.
So much for being with us.
Because that was a...
Yes, we certainly are. All right, Eric Trump.
Actually, that's... I got to give her credit. That's actually how you really pronounce his name. That's the original way you pronounce his name. Most Erics, it's just Eric. But in his case, it's Eric. That's... it's like his preferred pronoun, kind of. That's his preferred way of pronouncing his name. Anytime you're like, what's your name? Eric. So that's what people think it is. Eric. I'd like to thank Eric for being here. Sorry.
Thank you so much for being with us. All right, and I'm
They just cut him off. They didn't even get to say you're welcome.
giving Fulton County DA Fannie Willis a piece of my mind next.
Uh-oh. Oh, are you sure you have enough left over to actually function as a bipedal primate? If you're going to give her a piece of your mind, I'm just saying you don't have... It's like... It's not enough to cover a fucking cracker. I'm just saying you might want to just... When that... You're like, I was going to give you a piece of my mind, but I really don't have... There's not that much left to go around. I'm going to need this to... I don't need a lot because I work at Fox, but I do need that. I'll tell you that right now. I gave... every day I give Joe Biden a piece of my mind, and I'm really running out at this point. I mean, I've got so little left. Look at my makeup. Oh, the good times. All right. Hi, chat room. It's House Parks Mega Worldwide. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show if you would. Venmo, it's a great way to support the show. Patreon.com/HouseParks, or just give it a like. Whatever site you're on, just subscribe. Come on. You can also hand out memberships and subscriptions on YouTube and on Twitch. However you like, it helps us grow. That's all I'm gonna do.